to the top is that once all the water is out, the gas in here is contracting down to just a few little drops of water. And what that's doing is it's creating a low pressure system in the bottom. We'll just refer to that as vacuum. Low pressure and then atmospheric high pressure. So what ends up happening is while you're brewing and while you're pushing water or steam up into your coffee or tea, all the while this is contracting in here and just kind of saying it's desperate for air. It's desperate to equalize. It's waiting for, you know, some equalized pressure to come back in. And so what happens is when your brew is complete, if you guys want to look on the back here, there's actually this check valve on each. There you saw there was some vacuum when I opened it. What you're doing is you're opening the pathway between top and bottom. This is low pressure, this is high pressure. So what's actually happening is as soon as this pathway opens, the atmospheric pressure in the air is pushing down and it's equalizing with the bottom crucible. That's like the simplest way I can explain it. You're creating vacuum and it's like waiting, waiting, waiting for a recipe, what my grind's set to, what kind of filter I'm using. None of this affects the programming. It's more for cataloging. And then the bottom here is where I'm setting my total time, so that's how long my brew is. The vacuum brake I'll explain later. The vacuum brake helps this valve open later on in the brew. And we'll get to some of the science behind that. All unorganized. I'm looking for these. So you can see, heating up to temp, and then it's going to drop. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to stick in my piston. You can actually change these filters. We'll walk through this in a minute. So I'm going to stick the piston in. I'm going to dump in my coffee. And just like you would with espresso, we're just going to put a light tamp on here, just because we want an even bed. Close this up. And I'm going to hit start. And it starts pushing the water up through the piston over the grounds. So for coffee, you usually want a blooming period where you're not introducing all of the water yet. For tea, some people, you'll come up with your own philosophy for tea. You're probably know more about tea than I do already. But some people introduce all the water right away and then just agitate throughout. We have some customers who just introduce the water, all of it, and just let it sit for 3 minutes. So like I said, we get all our water up into the coffee or the tea. And then this, you can actually, when you look in, you can see some of the gases starting to contract. During these 50 seconds that we're brewing, if I want to add steam into my program, it'll agitate the coffee. So we'll actually see that happen a few times throughout the brew. We usually space them out.